For hundreds of years, people have been on the rise to uncover knowledge and fragments of information that people described as invaluable. And once it was proven how powerful knowledge can be, it became destructive. Knowledge became so crucial that there was a price to pay for it. And today, we find ourselves being its slaves. But what if I told you that there was something even more valuable than knowledge itself? Something so valuable that even the devil himself will stop at nothing to make sure that you don't find it. Wisdom.
So how does the Bible describe wisdom? In Job chapter 28, over here Job is talking about how to find wisdom, and he's talking about that wisdom cannot be bought with the finest gold, or wisdom is more precious than the precious peridot in Ethiopia, more precious than onyx and lapis lazuli, all these precious gemstones that were found in heaven. If God called the tree of knowledge of good and evil the tree of wisdom of good and evil, I don't think the devil would have taken the risk to tempt Adam and Eve to eat that fruit, because the devil is against wisdom. And I'm not talking about just any wisdom, I'm talking about the wisdom of God. So now people always tell you, no dude, you can only get wisdom from like old age, like as you grow you get wisdom. And that is not true, because that's not wisdom, that's experience. And the difference between experience and wisdom is that with experience you're only knowledgeable about the things that you've been exposed to, whereas wisdom is an impartation where you get revelations from God about things that you've never seen in your life. So situations that you've never seen yet, challenges that you've never gone through yet, God gives you the knowledge and the wisdom to be able to handle it like you knew, or you've been here for the 4th, 3rd, 5th, 7th, 100th time. So now the question is, what's so special about wisdom? And the Bible says in Proverbs 3 verse 16, she offers you long life in her right hand and riches and honor in her left. She will guide you down delightful paths. All her ways are satisfying. Wisdom is a tree of life to those who embrace her. Happy are those who hold her tightly. So this verse is encouraging me a lot, because basically it's saying that if you have wisdom, you have the keys to long life and riches. Riches of the spirit and of the flesh. Because there's another verse that says that wisdom and money can get you anything, but only wisdom can save your life. Let's just take Solomon's life for a young moment here. Solomon gets asked by God. God comes up to Solomon and is like, Solomon, anything you want, and I mean anything, name it and I'll do it for you. And big man Solomon must have known something that many people did not know at the time, because he asked God to give him wisdom. And the Bible says that God was so impressed with Solomon that he gave him wisdom. And on top of all the wisdom, he gave him riches and all these fine, nice things in life. And Solomon was the greatest king to have ever lived in Israel. In fact, Solomon is even compared to King Mansa Musa, who was the richest man who ever lived. And to be compared with that, it means that Solomon was living a pretty good life. But what I'm actually saying is that Solomon must have known something very important about what wisdom can do for him. The fact that you are able to identify the crucial things in life, things like having wisdom, that's when you are able to ask for things that will take you further than what any single material thing on this earth can do. So now God was very impressed with the fact that Solomon was humble enough to understand that he does not know everything and that he needs help. He needs the wisdom of God. Another thing that really shocked me was, if wisdom is such an important thing, so invaluable that you cannot buy it with anything, like nothing on earth can buy you wisdom, you can't just get wisdom. In James chapter 1 verse 5, God gives wisdom for free. And he says, if you need wisdom, ask and I'll give it to you generously. No conditions. I don't care who you are, what your life is like. If you humble yourself and you ask me for wisdom, I will give it to you generously. On the day I discovered this, I realized that God gives wisdom for free because he knows very few people are going to ask for it. He doesn't give people who have pride an opportunity to have wisdom, because the opposite of humility is pride. So if you are prideful, which is a satanic thing, you won't be able to get to a point where you realize that you need wisdom of God, and that's why it's free. So how do we get wisdom? God says, ask and I will give it to you freely. But he continues furthermore to say that if you want wisdom, make sure that you have faith in me and me alone. Me talking about God, not Lord. The Bible says in Proverbs 9 verse 10, it says, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the Holy One is understanding. So you need to fear God, you need humility, and you need faith in order for you to have the wisdom of God. And honestly speaking, that's all I have to say in this video. I didn't have much to say. Just get wisdom, because wisdom is a very important thing. The devil is against wisdom because the devil has a corrupt version of what is wisdom. And because he knows all these things, he is hoping that you guys do not expose your minds to wisdom. Thank you so much for coming to another video of Ministry of the Body. Thank you so much, you guys. I really appreciate the fact that you guys are watching and that you guys are sharing. And you guys may know people who may need this message. Do share it with them, subscribe to the channel, and remember that your body is a ministry and people look at the things that you're doing more than the things that you say. So what is your body saying to us?